Call finally connects and
Shit! Sup, I'm Ash from Deluxe City. Baggers, watch out! Can't beat me. Looking for trouble?
What?
Better not
Shit, how
lie.
loud is this
I'm
thing
a
even?
cool dude. Pretty fly for an Asian guy.
Sharp.
Sup, I'm Ash from...
Hello, John here. Welcome back to the ladder. We're just gonna get right back into it. After nothing else to do, I found myself drifting back to the foyer. Yeah, last time there was... some people accidentally found the letter. A few visitors lingered in the area, some merely enjoying the afternoon sunlight streaming through the stained glass windows. Others can be seen admiring the priceless antiques decorating the room. One group of elderlies gathered some ways across from me is occupied in a friendly banter about which one would cost more to buy. A little argument here and occasional laughter and teasing there. I smiled to myself. The conversation reminds me of what I've been missing these past few months. Rose is probably right. I do need a break. Maybe this husband needs hangout will help. Speaking of, I should call Ash. It's a few hours early from what I told him, but he did ask Duke for a call once I'm done. Besides, I don't have a right back. He offered, so I might as well take it. Or bribe him into giving me one. Not that he'll ever accept the latter, personal convictions and all. Also, there's something of an admiral in him, despite his tendency to annoy the hell out of me. It's that. Well, whenever it works, a free ride is still a free ride. Nurse was offered too, but despite what she says, I know she'll be busy for the rest of the afternoon, especially without me assisting. Bothering her for a favor as small as this is the last thing I want to do right now. A couple of minutes and a few prayers asking for a decent signal later, the call finally connects and...
Shit! Sup, I'm Ash from Deluxe City. Baggers, watch out! Can't beat me. Looking for trouble?
What?
Better not
Shit, how
lie.
loud is this thing even?
I'm a cool dude. Pretty fly for an Asian guy.
Sharp.
Sup, I'm Ash from Deluxe City. Baggers, watch out! Can't beat me. Looking for trouble? Better not lie. I'm a cool dude. Pretty fly for an Asian guy. Sup, I'm Ash
It's
from
gonna keep going.
Deluxe City.
A sharp
Baggers,
ringing
watch
fills the
out!
entire hall,
Can't
disrupting
beat
the
me.
pleasant
Looking for
quiet that I
trouble?
settled. Soon
Better
enough
not
heads
lie.
begin to
I'm
turn
a
and
cool
search for the
dude.
source,
Pretty
mine
fly for an
included.
Asian guy.
My eyes
Sup,
are around
I'm
the small
Ash from
crowd before
Deluxe
zeroing in on a
City.
lone figure
Baggers,
crouched
watch
around
out!
the same
Can't
group of
beat
old
me.
people checking
Looking
out
for
the
trouble? Better
callers
not lie.
moments ago.
I'm a cool dude.
Came
Pretty
this
fly for
freaking
an
thing
Asian
style.
guy.
He was
Sup,
facing
I'm
away from
Ash
me,
from
fumbling
Deluxe
with
City.
something in his
Baggers,
hands.
watch out! Can't beat me.
But I
Looking for
don't
trouble?
need to see his
Better
face to
not
know whose
lie.
back it
I'm
is.
a cool
Oh,
dude.
I'd
Pretty
recognize
fly
that
for an
dumb
Asian
Parker
guy.
anywhere. But
Sup,
bothered to
I'm
the call,
Ash
I
from
marched towards him.
Deluxe City.
Please end the
Baggers,
call.
watch out! Can't beat me.
After what
Looking
happened,
for
we're really
trouble?
not in the mood to
Better
deal
Of all
with
the
this.
times to...
I'm a cool
Ashton Frey!
When I sense something, I'm surely regret later for having not recorded.
Ah!
He just lets out an undignified yell, followed by his phone slipping out of his grip. So, we got... now finally actually meet in person Ash. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. It bounces from one hand to the other in his poor attempt to catch, but ultimately falling flat on the floor without a resounding clack. I feel kind of sorry for the phone and the floor. It's not every day you can catch someone like Ash off guard and get a reaction. Damn his stupid detective senses. I'll take every answer Victor can get, no matter how small. An awkward pause passes between us. I blink, a cough. He makes a face. And then, in a too quick motion, he ducks and shoots his abused gadget while a grin threatens to break out from my lips. He doesn't meet my eyes when he strains, but a flush has crept up his neck and his cheeks. Another universe where we haven't known each other for 5 years and suffering through his teasing isn't a day-to-day occurrence. Chances are I'd find that adorable. Endearing, even. Unfortunately, this isn't that kind of world. With things out, I'd already content to see him out of his obnoxiously calm and collected disposition.
Hello to you too, scaredy cats. I could stand to be greeted like a normal person, you know.
And it still says Ashhole over here.
What? And miss that look on your face? No way. Oh man, I should have taken a picture.
I am so honored you find this funny. Is that how you treat your guests? I think I need to talk to your supervisor.
Talk to yourself. You aren't even a guest here. What are you doing here in the first place?
For a moment, he looks like a cat that swallowed the canary. Suddenly checking every nook and cranny of his phone for any damage or scratches seems to be more interesting activity than explaining himself.
Ash,
I could be looking to buy a house.
a mansion.
Yeah, why not? Did you see the view outside? It doesn't look haunted to me at all.
He's messing with me.
Ashton, I am not in the mood. What are you doing here?
He chances a glimpse at some point behind me. Parlor? Curious, I've always gazed before I can figure out what has caused attention. He places a hand on my shoulder and turns me back to face him.
I just finished working on something, so I dropped by.
So I don't see why his work has anything to do with why he's here. I'm a confused look. His hand he drops the hand resting on my arm like he has touched something particularly hot and casually rubs the back of his neck.
And I said I'll see if I can pick you up. Turns out I can. Free time and all. So here I am. Figured you'd still be busy, and so I roamed around for a while.
Oh, you should have mentioned that sooner. I was about to throw you out.
Throw me? Hey, I was given a pamphlet. I think that makes me a legitimate client.
We have mandatory sign-in sheets for clients, Ash. I didn't see your name on it.
Ooh.
And you can't just roam around because it says open house. Normal people actually follow an etiquette here.
Right, okay. I think I'll just go ahead and...
No, wait. I wasn't really going to throw you out. Rose said... Never mind. I was just about to leave anyway.
Wait, what? Now?
Something must have shown in his face because he pauses, gives me a long, hard stare. Sometimes I forget how easy reading people is for Ash, given how he often looks as if everything around him is a chore. I avoid his eyes, hoping he'll drop the subject and won't ask any more questions. The last thing I want is to tell him what happened, especially the part about the letter. In fact, he's the last person on earth I'd ever think about telling it to if I can help it. Sure, he's a dependable guy. God knows how many times he's helped me, even without me asking for it. But stuff like ghosts and the supernatural, he'll never believe those, even if he hears it from a friend, except maybe if it's Becca. On a good day, the most harmless thing he'll do is give you an explanation of why those things have no chance of ever being real. At worst, he's insufferable. He'll poke fun of you at every single chance he'll get. Asshole. What did I ever do to him? He never does that to Becca or Zach. I can already imagine how things would go to the moment I spill a word of what I saw. Dope over my dead body. Before it catches his attention, I shove the letter deep in my back.
What's wrong?
Nothing. Let's just go.
Doesn't look like a nothing to me.
We still have Zach's movie tonight, remember?
It's still early. And didn't you say your shift will end around 5 or 6? What about... Hey, Isabella, wait up!
Rush of air greets me as soon as the main door opens. Not the usual autumn draft, but it's still a welcoming change from the stifling atmosphere inside the mansion. Asher's footsteps are quick behind me, the sole of shoes thumping hard against the polished concrete in an awkward cadence as she rushes to catch up. He calls out once, twice. The mansion still looms in the background. Whispers calling me back, shadows beckoning. Help. Help me, help me. I don't look back. Ooh. We spend the ride back to Luxburn City in a relatively quiet manner, with only the radio's disjointed hum in the background to fill the silence. Obviously, Ash will reach out to fiddle with it until the signal settles or it's on a respectable volume, but otherwise he doesn't say anything. Neither do I. However, if the fertile glances he's been setting my way are signs, I know there are things he's been itching to ask since he left the mansion. I keep my eyes trained on the passing scenery outside in the small hope that my disinterest will dissuade him.
Here.
All of a sudden, he tosses something at me from a small compartment on his side. It hits me cleanly on the chin before I can make a move to catch it. The small package makes a soft landing on my lap instead.
Sorry.
He glares in and wipes a smirk about to form cleanly off his face. He clears his throat, focusing his eyes on the road again. I swear, he did that on purpose. Knowing I flipped the half-forgotten package on my lap.
I won't say no to free food, but why are you giving away cereal bars?
I always have one on my person, and you look like you're about to pass out back there. Have you eaten lunch yet?
I don't even get a chance to deny it because right on cue, my stomach rumbles loudly and an empty gnawing feeling in my belly becomes noticeable. No surprise there, I did skip breakfast and lunch so I could catch Becca while she was on break. I was hoping to get a small meal after. I guess with everything going on, I just forgot until Ash mentioned it. Not like the hollow feelings new to me, though. If anything, just one of the things I've gotten used to ignoring over the years growing up. As thanks, I tear open the package and start nibbling on the edge of the bar. Apart from an acknowledging nod, Ash didn't say anything after that small exchange. For that, I'm thankful. After getting an earful from both Becca and Rose, it's nice to be able to just sit down with someone who's not going to nag at you.
How'd the open house go?
The usual. We got a bigger crowd than normal because of the property's fame, but really, no different from the typical open house. On second thought, it actually looks like a fancy party more than an open house. I've never felt so underdressed in my life. Weren't you there?
I wasn't really listening.
I should have asked someone to kick you out.
No, you won't.
And what makes you so sure?
One, ever since you got assigned to this property, you've been freaking out about it. Rebecca's words, not mine. She's been complaining to me about how you talked your ears off, by the way. Two, despite your initial qualms about the place, you still took the job. Which brings us to three. It's been months since you last settled a deal, and you're short on money right now since you're back to your instant noodle diet.
How do you even know about the last one?
Rebecca. Anyhow, you're hell-bent on selling the mansion. Even if someone you know personally is in the tour group, you aren't going to just kick them out. Every single person who went on your open house is still a prospective client to you. Even me.
He's not entirely wrong. Oh man, I walked into that one, didn't I?
I hate you. I really hate you right now.
He answered a small laugh that kind of screams, I'm right, I told you so. I hate when he does that.
I'll have you know that there's already someone who's extremely interested in this property.
And that I don't want to actually give to them. Me, not you. I don't want to give this to that couple.
So even if you expressed any sort of interest in it, I don't think they'd be willing to let you have it. Too bad.
Provided I didn't botch it with the rights. Why of all times did I have to screw up like that in front of an important customer, no less? I owe her a big apology. I hope she likes free donuts.
You don't seem too happy about it.
I am happy. Doesn't this look like a happy face to you?
Really? And here I was thinking you found another one stuffed in the sofa. Or is it the wardrobe this time?
He meant that as a joke, but how close is it to the truth? Made my blood run cold and my own heartbeat a heavy weight in my chest. All at once, the letter on my back feels a whole lot heavier, burdened by my own guilt and apprehension.
Yeah, well, things happened. Stuff the right couple might not be pleased about. No need to make a fuss about it. It's normal in the business.
You made them angry?
Not angry, just stuff happened.
Like?
Oh,
Things.
Did they do anything? Your clients, the rights, was it?
I can't answer that. At least not without revealing everything that took place in the attic. I am going to save. Should I change the subject or should I lie to him? Changing the subject wouldn't technically lie. It's not technically lying, it's just changing it. I feel like either way he's gonna know. And something's up. But if I change the subject, he will be less likely he'd be mad because he wouldn't be straight up lying to him, so.
You keep asking me about my work, yet you haven't said a single word about yours. That's not fair. Both you and Zach have literally disappeared off the face of the earth.
An over-exaggeration, but changing the subject to something else is still better than outright lying to him. Exactly. Besides, I never worked with him. I knew it. I'm not sure if it's just I'm just bad at it or because he's just really good at this job. He doesn't answer immediately, only momentarily shooting glance over me, returning it back to the road when he has to make a sharp turn. Okay, let's see. The relationship thing, I'm assuming, yeah, Ashton, it's gone up. Outside, the sun has already started its descent, casting a vibrant orange glow on the tall buildings. I wonder how long before we reach the venue for Zach's film. Checking the street signs outside, it appears Ash is taking the longer route. But he's probably trying to avoid the rush hour traffic.
Didn't we just talk a week ago over chat?
That's different. Linking your awful memes in the group chat box every morning isn't exactly a conversation.
Excuse me, I don't hear you calling them awful while you're laughing at all of them.
Shut up! And you aren't answering my question.
That earns him a soft punch to the arm. I did laugh at them, but I'm not going to give him the satisfaction of knowing that I find most of them funny. It'll only make his head bigger, stupid.
All right. Lay off on the abuse. Remember that case I mentioned before? We've been trying to pin the bastard down, but it required more work than we anticipated. The guy's slippery like that.
So
We got
is,
some good lead months ago.
so is Ash like a detective? He recounts what he's been doing in the time we haven't seen each other. His usual work, the occasional small investigation, and the big case he's been stuck working on, stuff he couldn't mention in the brief time we catch each other online. Although most of it are trimmed down versions, but only the things he can tell. He has always been careful about that, even in the way he spends his answers to my questions, just enough to satisfy my curiosity, but not enough to paint the whole picture. At one point, his voice takes a strained tone when he mentions something about the big case, but I don't dwell on it much. That's normal, right? I mean, who wouldn't be frustrated if you couldn't bring someone to justice because they kept slipping out of your fingers? If I were in his shoes, I'd definitely lose my mind. His stories never cease to be endearing, regardless. If things weren't the way they were back home, maybe... If things weren't the way they were back home, maybe I would have considered taking on the same job as him. Well, no, not really. Mama would never allow that. But the idea is still there, along with countless others I've let go. Time passes quickly between us in this manner. Before I know it, we're already at the movie house. A small crowd has already formed in front of the theater when we arrive. The Lift Fest, short for Luxborn Independent Film and Theater Festival, attracts a bigger crowd annually, and this year's no different. I've only been to a few indie film screenings with Zach, so I'm not an expert on the matter. But I know that for people hoping to make a break in the industry, getting your film recognized by a local event like this is already a big deal. Especially for a newcomer like Zach. He hasn't even won an award, but just getting a confirmation letter that the festival committee wants to include his movie in this year's lineup already put its grin on his face for weeks. Speaking of the guy, he's impossible to miss. At 6 feet, he appears to loom over most of the moviegoers, and with his large build and heavy voice, there's no surprise when people give him a wide berth as they pass by. It's often easy to mistake him for someone intimidating at first glance. I did back when I didn't know any better. Ash did too, I heard once early in the friendship.
Oh, there's Zach!
That's Zach.
Hey, you guys! Long time no see!
Zach's face lights up with a smile of his own. He moves toward us with careful steps, taking a significant effort to make himself smaller so as to not bump or accidentally hit anyone. Typical Zach. As he nears Ash, casually raises his hand in greeting, and...
Sup, Z-Man, my main man. What's crack-a-lackin', my homie?
I was not expecting that. The awkwardness that descends within the immediate vicinity of our small group is palpable enough. Someone to our left, I go giggles, and only then do I become aware of my mouth hanging open. I'm almost amazed how Ash can say that out loud with a straight face. Almost. Considering his track record, I should be used to it by now. Zach should be.
Yo, stop
Seems
trying to act black, Ashton. And you're the only one who calls me Z-Man.
There's fondness underneath his expirated tone. If this were any other person, he'd likely be offended, but years of friendship and familiarity have made those words harmless to the other's ears. At least enough for both to take it in stride.
It's been a while, Zach.
I hope you didn't get into trouble again.
Not much to get into trouble lately without you, I'm afraid. I'll let you know if something comes up, though.
Nah, I ended up with chicken down stuck on me last time I agreed. I'd really love at least this year to pass without some sort of accident happening again.
Hey, I take offense to that. It wasn't that bad.
You really have no idea.
A beat passes, and then Zach laughs.
Hey, I'm kidding! You know you can always count on me.
It's a story only the two of them are privy to. Every now and then, Ash will enlist Zach's help on something. Becca and I never really found out what the real deal is with those adventures, as Ash calls it, and both aren't willing to tell due to some unspoken agreement. She insists that if it's Ash, it's likely not something legal or life-threatening. I tend to believe her on that. Sometimes. Oh well, boys will be boys, I guess. I give Zach a small wave from behind Ash when his attention eventually turns to me.
Bella! Huh? Rebecca's not with you. Is she still sick?
A bit. But she's up and went to work this morning. You know she doesn't listen to anyone that's not Ash.
Yes, she does.
No, she doesn't. You're literally the only person she'll listen to when she's feeling stubborn.
And it's true, they've known each other for far longer than any of us in the group, childhood friends and all.
But don't worry, Zach. She's probably on her way here now. She promised she wouldn't miss your movie.
Isabella! Oh, thank goodness!
Speak of the devil. Without warning, a hand grabs me by the shoulder and turns me around.
Becca, you're just in time.
I have to lean back a little with the way her face is almost invading my personal space, but she places a hand on either side of my head to keep me still. She stares at me intently, concerned, feeling her eyes.
Becca, you're squishing my face.
How are you? Are you alright?
Why wouldn't I be?
Rose called me earlier.
Oh. As far worse, tell me all I need to know. Since I don't have my family living close by and the only other relative I have here works on the far side of the country, I gave my company Becca's contact number in case of emergency. I should have known Rose would have called her. I pushed Becca's hands away from my face. Although she lets go, her eyebrows remain drawn together.
Oh, no, everything's good. Rose covered for me at work today.
That's not what I'm talking about. How's your head?
Beside me, Ash snickers. I bite back the arch elbow in place of trying to avoid Becca's hand as she tries to reach out for this said area. I do my best to dodge her all at once, moving to hide behind Zach. Sorry for using you as a human shield, Zach.
Oh, it's nothing. I just slipped off a few steps on my way down. I blacked out for a few seconds and had a minor bump, but it's just that.
You blacked out? It's not something to brush off. Come on, at least let me check it.
It's extremely minor. You wouldn't even know it's there.
Isabella, this isn't a laughing matter.
She did look pale when I saw her.
Wow. Thanks a lot, Ashton, you traitor. I'll get you back for this. Just you wait.
What? I'm just saying it as it is. If you mentioned this earlier, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now.
I'm sorry. Saw her?
Yeah, they arrived together. Bella looked fine to me then. I don't know.
Something crossed Becca's face, but it's gone before I can figure out what it is.
Oh, that's good. At least she didn't have to travel alone, right? At least. Good.
See? I'm okay. I wouldn't be here if I wasn't. And I don't want to miss Zach's film.
We can always watch it some other time. Sorry, Zachary.
No, it's good. But you guys should really keep it down. We're starting to attract some attention.
It's the premiere. The premiere's different. Right, Zach?
I show him a pleading look. Zach's a sensible guy. He'll understand. Please understand.
Not really. But Rebecca has a point. In the end, I think it's your call.
Oh, for heaven's sake!
Please, Becca. I really don't want to miss it.
You're not missing it. We're just moving it on a different day so we can have a...
Look, you guys.
Ash's loud sigh unexpectedly cuts through the conversation. He's pinching the bridge of his nose as he speaks. Something he usually does when he's getting impatient.
If she says she's okay, then there's nothing we can do about it. It's not like we can stop her either. Besides, she's still acting like the same old Isabella to me, if she can still run around like that.
Why are you taking her side?
I'm not. But if she wants to watch Zach's movie with us, I'm not going to stop her. She's probably the one looking forward to it the most.
Ash, that's... You, of all people, should know...
Tell you what, if I notice something amiss with her, I'll take her to the nearest hospital myself. Is that good enough for you?
I already knew the answer before Becca voices it out. When at last she releases a deep breath and nods, albeit with great reluctance, I immediately tackle her into her hug.
Thanks, Becca.
Tackle her into a hug, I think.
It's always been you with him, isn't it?
Oh, you a little jealous?
Did you say something?
Me? Nothing. Don't mind me.
If you say so.
Okay, guys, showtime's close, so I think I'm gonna get us some snacks. My treat. And then let's head inside. Anyone here has a smaller bill?
I think I do. Hold on.
I pull myself off from Becca to get my wallet from my bag and...
What's this?
Oh no. Sorry in Ash's hand before I can even react. Behind him, Becca and Zach are both giving the piece of paper an intrigued look.
No! Give it back!
It's just a paper.
I don't care! Give it!
Looks ancient, too. Why do you keep this around?
I try to reach for it, but he holds the paper way above his head. I've never been particularly sensitive about my own height, but right now, I really wish I had that advantage over him.
Don't open it!
What's the big deal? It's not like it's a love letter. I don't see any reason to. Hold on a second. This is, isn't it?
Even if it is, it's not for you.
Okay. Now I'm curious.
I'm telling you, it's nothing like that. It's...
There's my word for loss when he unfolds the paper. I can't breathe. My heart feels stuck in my throat, pounding, threatening to burst out. Vaguely, I note how my hands are trembling at my sides, clasping them together. Doesn't do any good. They're still shaking, but I hang on to them regardless. The awful sick weight that has signaled core in my stomach back in the open house returns full force. How do I fix this? How do I fix this? How do I fix this? Someone please. Today's turning out to be a horrible nightmare.
Send this to 5 people or else. Well, that's interesting.
Guys, I think we should listen to Bella first.
Aren't you a few days early for Halloween?
Ash waves the paper in front of me, giving me a fleeting glimpse of its contents. I don't need to see it. I don't want to see it. The letters, the words, every stroke written in blood. It's already embedded in my mind. Maybe I should have thrown it away when I have a chance. That way.
It's not a prank.
It makes all of them stop. Even I am surprised at how steady my voice is.
What did you say?
This isn't a prank! I saw something!
Hold on. Are we still talking about this paper? Or is it about the urban legend again?
Both. I know it sounds ridiculous.
My hands are sweating. From this, I'm very nervous right now.
You're saying this is a primitive version of a chain letter, and now that we've seen it, we're now cursed. You've got to be kidding me.
See? This is why I didn't want to tell you guys.
Isabella, aren't you taking this a bit too far?
It's not a joke. Will you guys listen to me first? I saw something in the house earlier. It stood right in front of me. If I hadn't gotten away, that thing might have...
Right. And in broad daylight, Isabella. Even someone gullible would find the logic in that screwed up. There's also no way in hell that this supernatural shit is true.
But it's real! What do you think I saw?
Look at her eyes. Oh.
A hallucination? A delusion? Didn't you say you fell down some stairs? So maybe Rebecca's right.
It happened after, when I was trying to get away. I almost got stuck in the same room with that thing. We're all in danger. I thought you were my friends. Why don't you believe me?
We are, and you know that. But this thing and that thing has got nothing to do with the other. When Rose called earlier, I thought she's just exaggerating. But based on what I'm seeing right now, maybe it's better if we really postpone this for now.
Don't bother.
Without another word, I snatched the letter out of Ash's hand and stuffed it back in my bag with more force than necessary. I'm tired. I got cursed, that's all it goes. Probably lost a sale, got kicked out of the open house I'm supposed to be hosting, and my own friends won't believe me, and all of them think I'm crazy. To top it off, there's a dull ache in the back of my head, begging for a little attention I can't afford to give right now. Honestly, there's so much a person can take within a single day. I just want to go home, crawl up on my bed, and never think about today. But before I can take a single step away from the group...
Guys!
Jack rarely ever raises his voice, even when there's a point he wants to drive home, and hearing him take on that tone has completely throws me off. Even Ash and Becca. Whatever harsh words yet to come out from the argument immediately die on our tongues.
Why don't we all calm down first? I'm sure Isabella has her reasons too. No need to be hard on her. And hey, ain't this supposed to be a happy get-together?
Okay, I like Zach. He's awesome.
We haven't seen each other for months. I'd really love to know what y'all have been up to. I only ever get to talk to Bella over chat. Please.
He has a point. As for all his attempts to look cool and distant, has also been looking forward to this. He even took the time to call this morning for a reminder. He never does that. Pikachu, I'm pretty sure there's another reason why she got out of bed today. Yet, despite Zach's attempts to line things up, or Ash's or Becca's acquiescent something gestures, I don't know. The tightness in my chest remains. I should have just kept to myself, or at least went with the idea that it's a prank. If I did, things might have Things might not have turned out the way they had. No sour mood, no bad vibes. Careless, so careless. Maybe leaving is the better decision for all of us. Stay for the movie. I say stay for the movie. Any other day, I'd excuse myself and go straight home. But this is something special to Zach, something he worked hard to bring to life. I should know better. I might be having a bad day, but being with the few people I care about far outweighs the idea of spending the rest of the day throwing a tantrum alone in my room. What if the thing in the attic follows me home? I don't want to be left with my thoughts either. I can see it whenever I close my eyes, and maybe if I stay, let our heads cool down first before telling them what happened, they'll listen to me. There's nothing you can't solve with a calm head. One step at a time, Isabella. That's what Mama used to tell me. Says I don't have the heart to do Zach. The smile is back on my face when I look back to
If
them.
we keep arguing here, we're going to miss the first few minutes.
Relationship is everything go. Rebecca. Oh, Rebecca's went down.
All right, that's the Isabella I know.
Oh, good. I thought for sure you were going to cry.
This time I really do send an elbow straight to his stomach. Stupid Ash being verbally challenged has its perks too.
What was that for?
Stop calling me a crybaby! I'm not one!
Aw, don't cry.
Stop it!
Okay, scaredy cat then.
That too! If you repeat that, I swear I'll.
Let's just go.
Becca does not like me. Without another word, Becca goes inside. She doesn't even stop to wait for us when I call after her. Ash and I exchange looks at that, the same question likely swimming inside our minds. Did something happen at school after I left? Is she having a bad day too? I'll try asking her about it later, I guess.
So, you guys go catch up with her. I'll go get us the food I promised.
But you'll miss it!
Didn't you say watching a movie without food ain't fun? And it ain't like I haven't seen it. I made it, remember? I'll be in there soon.
Got a point. One friendly tap on my shoulder and then he's gone. A few moviegoers are still milling about. There's still some are still waiting in line for tickets, but otherwise most of the crowd are already inside. There's nothing much for us to do here now. Not a word of protest comes from me when Ash gestures for the two of us to head inside.
And then?
Are you sure it wasn't one of the cleaning crews?
Absolutely sure.
Somehow, halfway through the movie, the conversation steered toward what happened in the mansion. To be fair, Zach was the one who brought it up again in his own movie's premiere. Now the film's just serving as a background noise while we're speaking in hushed tones, careful not to disturb anyone inside the small hall. Well, except for Ash. I'm just hoping we don't end up arguing about it again. We'll all get kicked out for sure. Though with how loud Ash's voice is, we'll probably get thrown out way before any argument happens. Only Becca still remains engrossed in the movie, completely ignoring us. So yeah, Becca really does not like Isabella. Probably through jealousy with Ash. She's been quiet the whole evening, speaking only when referred to. If I didn't know any better, I think we did something that offended her. Did we?
And then I ran. You heard what happened after.
I still think it's something else.
It was standing right in front of me, Ash.
He's one of the smartest people I know, but geez, he should learn to listen. Plus, didn't he say he didn't believe in these things? Why is he in this conversation again?
I heard what you said, but it's a small room. There are a lot of things someone else could have done there without your knowledge. If I could see it up close, maybe I can...
I am not going back there.
Ain't that a problem if you're hosting an open house?
Rose does the first floor tour.
I ain't sure ghosts can be restricted to one room, Bella.
There are no ghosts, Zach. Stop putting useless ideas in her head.
Yeah, but I was thinking, maybe all the house needs is a blessing. Wasn't it left uninhabited for years?
Oh, the house did change hands over the years from one distant relative of the Ermengardes to another. None of them bothered to live in it, though, and it remained that way until its current owners decided to sell it. Why didn't I think of that?
I didn't peg you as the religious type, Zach.
Nothing like that, Ash. Who knows, though? It might bring something positive to the place.
I am. Hold on.
That's not a bad idea. I just don't know where I could find someone.
You're not seriously considering his suggestion, are you?
Do you have a better idea?
I know where. I could contact him for you if you want.
You do that?
Or we can find you a psychologist instead.
There are very few times in my life when I wish my glowers can kill. This is one of those.
Ash, that is not a very appropriate thing to say right now.
No, wait, that's not what I meant. Ethnographer. I meant ethnographer. This guy's a psychologist too, of course, if you...
Ashton, if you don't stop.
Rebecca knows the guy I'm talking about too. She can vouch for him.
Becca tears her eyes away from the screen at the mention of her name.
Huh? What? Oh, are you talking about Professor Andrew? He used to work with my parents at the university. And can you guys keep it down?
Sorry, the scaredy cat here mentioned curses. Not that I'm saying this is one, but talking to him is a better solution for me than getting a random priest to bless an old house. He'll even help you figure things out, teach you a couple things, and probably put your fears to rest since this looks to be bothering you a lot.
Ash might be right. However, what Zach suggested is something I'm more familiar with. Granted, they don't believe me. They're only giving me these suggestions to put my mind at ease, but it's better than being ignored or being laughed at. I can take comfort in knowing that they're willing to hear me out.
So, what do you think?
It's your call. We'll go with whatever you want.
I don't know.
Of course. How many different saves? Oh, I can do so many different saves. So, priest or professor? So this is basically saying go with either Zach's suggestion or Ash's. If I went with Ash's suggestion, I think Rebecca would end up hating me even more, so I'm gonna go with the priest.
I'll think about it. But maybe we could go with Zach's idea?
Only Zach's went up. Damn it. Seeing if I can get Rebecca's to go back up.
I'm not so sure about that.
Well, it wouldn't hurt to try, right? If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. At least we did something than just stand around. I'll let you know when he's available, Bella.
Thanks, Zach. I knew I could count on you.
Guys, I said keep it down. You keep insisting that we still watch it, yet you're not even paying attention yourselves.
It ain't a big deal, Rebecca. I'm the one who broached the subject in the first place.
It's still your film, Zachary. A good film, mind you. You worked hard on this. The least we could do is watch it with you.
And that's what you're all doing. I really appreciate all of you making time for this.
Sorry, Becca. We'll stop now.
I throw her an apologetic look, even if Ash is the only one she should be reprimanding, but her attention is already back on the screen. She's ignoring us again. And Becca's acting this way. There's a big chance something's nagging at her. We really need to talk. They all fall into a comfortable silence after, the kind only you can share with people you're most at ease with. For the first time today, the letter lays forgotten in my bag, if only for a few hours. Okay, that's where I will leave this part of the letter. I recorded for a bit longer than usual, but nothing too crazy happened yet. But we met some more characters, and I really like of the new characters we met. Zach is definitely my favorite right now. So let me know if you enjoyed. Subscribe and ring that bell to be notified of future videos. And see you next time. Bye bye.